LI News Radio presents Meet the Candidates with Matt Goldapper.
.1039 LI News Radio. I'm Matt Goldapper. With me from the 6th Legislative District, Sarah Anker. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for inviting me here today.
Great. Thanks for coming by. So tell me about yourself. Tell me about the last 2 years in your districts, things you've accomplished, things you're proud of.
Oh boy, I think we'll need more than the time we have here to talk about that, but I will start.
Sure.
I'm very happy and proud to be the county legislator for the 6th District. That district encompasses Mount Sinai to Wading River, Ridge, Middle Island, and Quorum. And I basically, it's just starting to get involved in politics, joining the Mount Sinai Civic Association and the creation of the Heritage Park. So that got me warmed up for government. I started Community Health and Environment Coalition, a not-for-profit that was literally started around my dining room table, addressing the cancer and breast cancer issues we have here on Long Island, specifically in my area. And that got me in front of government officials, advocating.
That got you the bug.
That got me the bug.
That you needed to make a difference.
It did, and I feel very honored to be able to still communicate with those folks that I was on the other side of the horseshoe. Now I'm part of the 18 legislators, and I'm really excited about some of the projects. So those projects, that was the question, right?
Rails to Trails. Tell me about that.
Rails to Trails. Rails to Trails has been lingering for probably over a decade. I want to say up to 15 years. It is a project that will be, it's a bike jogging lane under the LIPA right-of-way from Mount Sinai all the way over to Wading River. And we have $6.5 million to spend on that, federally funded, only used for that specific project. Now, I know you're saying that's a lot of money for the federal government to put into it.
It's a lot of money.
It is, but it was designated, and if we don't use it, someone else on Long Island will use it specifically for a bike and jogging path.
Right, so it's something that your district needs to take advantage of while the funds are there.
We do, and what I've done is I've combined it with other types of projects that will create a boost into the economy for the area and revitalize the area. I'm trying to bring it in combination with the Tesla Museum. The Tesla Museum is a wonderful museum in Nikola Tesla located in Shoreham. So by tying that in, Rocky Point revitalization, I think the Rails to Trails will succeed. Rails to Trails is about a 10-mile segment along the North Shore. And again, we have issues with our roads, 25A, the traffic there is horrendous at times. We can't have people taking their bikes down a major artery, so this path will create a safer place for people to use their bikes, to walk, to stroll their baby carriages down, and it will also be part of this ecotourism vision that I have for the area.
Great, that's great. People need a safe place to bring their family, do their thing, and as you know, there's a ton of accidents every day when you read in the news, and you could avoid any of those. That definitely helps out the community.
Absolutely.
And also helping out the community of the Safe Hotline.
The Safe Hotline, the School Active Violence Emergency Hotline. That idea was formulated in my office as I sat with my staff, and basically the idea was to create a panic button for our schools. The schools do not have a panic button like banks, like different residential communities. We need to protect the most priceless, precious resource we have in our communities, and that is our children. So we are working with the police department. A demonstration for the Safe Hotline was performed about 3 weeks ago, and it worked beautifully. We had a 8-second response time. So the idea behind the Safe Hotline is that it's going to be a landline. Now you're wondering, why landline? Why not Wi-Fi or cell line? Well, if you go inside schools, you do not have cell service, and you do not always have Wi-Fi. Right. So the police department's technology division has created this program. And again, the county cannot create jurisdiction for state, for schools. We can provide options, and this will give a direct line. It won't go into the main 911 area. It'll go right to the it's like a hotline phone.
Right, so it's a specifically designated hotline.
Right, and schools need to sign up for this. Now, what happens when they sign up? They will submit their floor plan, their whole school plan. So as soon as that phone rings, the police pick up that phone, and on 3 big computers they have the entire layout of the school district. Now, again, it's not mandatory that schools have this system, but it's an option. It's something that we can do to help make the system better.
Is this something that the schools would pay for themselves?
Yes, and the price is very affordable. It's the cost of a landline, and it's the cost of a phone. And you can have more than one. You can have more than one phone. The landline, I believe there's one landline. It connects throughout the school district, but it's, again, another resource. And it came about from creative thinking, contacting the people that know about the issue, and nudging and working forward. Again, I had to get the support from the county exec, Steve Balone, very supportive, and also the 18 legislators. And again, very supportive. We've moved forward. The department did a wonderful job, and we have an additional step of school safety for our kids.
There you go. And what's the time frame on something like that? Do you have any of them unveiled now, or is that going to come out soon?
Mount Sinai was our demonstration model, and it worked very nice. And we have Miller Place and Rocky Point. We have Longwood interested, Hauppauge School District. So the word is getting out. And so if you're a school district, you're part of a school district, please contact my office, and we will be more than happy to help you connect and fill out the application for that program.
There you go. So you clearly had a busy past 2 years.
I have.
What do you have on looking ahead? What do you plan to accomplish in the next 2 years?
Oh my goodness. Well, again, getting back to Rails to Trails, connecting Rails to Trails to help support our economy and grow our economy. The Rails to Trails, the Tesla Museum, Rocky Point revitalization, and also creating a gateway to the North Fork. Long Island takes in a lot of funds, Suffolk County actually, for our sales tax from tourists. We need to support that economy. So I'm looking forward to creating this North Fork gateway in my district, and that's basically William Floyd is a main highway artery. So, let the traffic bypass 25 and 25A. Let them take the expressway, shoot up William Floyd, and enjoy the programs and the facilities there, including Brookhaven National Lab. Now, I'm on their legislative advisory board, and they're talking about Portal to Discovery, which is a science museum. And again, as part of the idea of developing that area in an economic way, but also keeping the quality of life. We don't want to disrupt the traffic issues. We don't want to disrupt the beautiful scenery that my constituents have. So I'm looking forward to making sure those programs and those projects succeed. I think one of the main issues is trying to keep our kids on Long Island.
That's it. That's a big problem. People are moving out of the area. The pricing is just way too high. They've got no option. It's not even that they don't want to. They don't have the option to stay. Is there anything the county is doing to try to make incentives for people to stay?
Well, yes. And in fact, I'm working on legislation to look into creating a type of PRC. Now, you've probably heard of a planned retirement community for our seniors. I'd like to do the same thing for our young professionals.
Tell me how that would work. I'd like to hear this.
Well, we're putting the pieces together, but basically, I'd like to see workforce housing for our young professionals near campuses or on the campuses of our universities and schools. This would provide a possible tax incentive. It will help the industry for the builders to build these houses or condominiums. I'm not quite sure exactly how this is going to look, but most importantly, it'll provide an affordable place for our kids to live instead of basement apartments and God knows where else.
They need the opportunity to raise a family, get a job, and do everything they need right here in Suffolk County.
Exactly.
Great.
Exactly.
So election day is coming up. Anything you want our listeners to know about you, why you're the better candidate, why they need to go out and vote for Sarah Anker on election day?
Well, again, I think a lot has to do with I consider myself fiscally conservative Democrat. I have the Working Family Party and the Independence Party line. But I also want to mention real quick, I know I'll throw this in here, the Jobs Opportunity Board. So the kids have a place to live, they need jobs. I have a program, it's called Jobs, and it's connecting the businesses with the schools. As soon as you graduate, I want to have a direct connection where our kids can find employment, or at least try to get their foot in the door. Now, again, just helping our kids and our environment. I didn't talk too much about our environment, but I am working with the Long Island Aquifer Protection Committee. and water is vital. It's always been a very high priority of mine. I will continue to advocate for the environment as I have for over the 20, 25 years that I've been here on Long Island. I have the experience, I have the knowledge, I have the, I know so many people, and I think the best part and the most important part of an elected official is to connect the dots. Connect the dots, create and weave that support that will take Long Island to a better place, because we have a lot of issues we need to deal with. I didn't get into the drug addiction issue, the Foley Center, which I would love to see as a long-term rehabilitation center, and I'm working on that. There's so many wonderful projects and ideas that I have. I hope I can continue doing that as your county legislator.
There you go. Go out on Election Day, vote, 6th Legislative District. Sarah Anker, thank you very much for coming by.
Oh, thank you so much.
There you go. Matt Goldapper, 103.9 LI News Radio.